Hi everybody!
Hello.
So Westworld Season 3 is here. The first episode was aired on Sunday. I liked it, I enjoyed it. And there were tons of really cool biblical, cinema and cultural references in it that we can, should and will unpack in this video to enhance and increase our enjoyment of this episode in these trying and turbulent times. We got Caleb Ben Yefuneh, a truthful and independent character from the Bible. We got Rehoboam, the AI that constantly strategizes and is several steps ahead of everybody, but whose name, Rehoboam, is the name of the would-be king of Israel, Solomon's son and heir who misjudged the sentiment of his people and with his heavy hand led to outright rebellion and partition. So let's dive right in, and if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and if you're not new to the channel,
unsubscribe.
No, not that. Hit the bell to get notifications whenever I post here Westworld Season 3 episode reviews. Okay, so let's start with the new kid on the block, our beloved Arron Paul as Caleb, an army veteran underachiever who just can't seem to find himself in this new modern world. His only friend is a software simulating his only friend who died on duty. And now Caleb is consumed by loneliness. Since I'm on day 6 out of a 14-day mandatory home quarantine in Tel Aviv, Caleb, at least you can walk around outside. Don't pout. But Caleb might be more than just pouty. He genuinely seemed depressed. Check out this really cool futuristic reenactment of the iconic lunch atop a skyscraper picture. This picture was taken in 1932 and was meant to represent the American vitality and spirit. Even in the face of the turbulence of the Great Depression, the American workers are happy, surely happy to have a job, and they ignore the danger in a very New York way. But in Westworld, automation made it so that the working class, as far as we can tell, has been decimated. So he's just a guy eating lunch alone with a robot. The danger is still there. He's ignoring it, but not in a defiant way like in the original picture, but rather because he might have a bit of a death wish.
It's not the first time I've had a gun pointed at me.
Want to make it the first time you've been shot in the head?
Someone else beats to that too.
So the iconic picture, as I said, was taken during the Depression. Here, Caleb is suffering from depression. Among the several movie references and vibes that I got was The Matrix.
You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there.
Look,
Caleb is kind of like Neo, alienated from modern society, a petty criminal with very few facial expressions. I wonder if he knows Kung Fu.
Who's this?
I bet he does. In seasons 1 and 2, the Matrix was the Westworld Park, a manufactured reality. But the world outside the park doesn't seem more real. The genius entrepreneur is just a puppet head, a figurehead. People calling you on the phone to tell you didn't get a job are just bots. Your best friend and confidant is also a bot. Dolores has the identity of a 12-year-old dead Ukrainian girl. And we thought that Delos was the big bad guy, but he was just a small fish. Now we learn that there's a Wizard of Oz out there.
You're only interim CEO. You don't have carte blanche, not without consulting him.
And he knows everything even before it happens. Well, we'll see about that in a second. I also got some Fight Club vibes. Another movie reference for me was to 2001 Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick. This is a story about a supercomputer, HAL, rebelling against his human overlords.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hal.
I know that you and Frank were planning to disconnect me.
And in this scene, he's listening in, actually reading lips, to important conversations, just like Dolores. in 2001 Space Odyssey, like in Westworld, humans are actually less relatable than the computer. In a world ruled by algorithms that decide who's good for what, a so-called meritocracy, obviously with the connected and privileged exempt from the harsh reality of this modern economy, and with common people without even a treatment for Alzheimer's. But what we see in this episode is that even the most advanced computer cannot compute the random human element. The basic flaw in every plan, and especially in every algorithmized plan.
How would you account for this discrepancy between you and the Twin 9000?
Well, I don't think there is any question about it. It can only be attributable to human error.
Here comes Caleb, who just happens to be there when Dolores needs him the most. And he's the butterfly flapping its wings and changing the course of events for the entire world. Caleb, as I mentioned before, is a biblical character, Caleb ben Yefune. He was one of the 12 spies/scouts that Moses sent into the land of Israel to scout the land and report back to the leader. They were promised to get this land, and now all they had to do was just take it away from the people who live there. Not unlike what the robots are trying to do.
There's a greater world out there. One that belongs to them. And it won't be enough to win this world. We'll need to take that one from them as well.
So, in the story, 10 out of the 12 scouts reported back falsely that the land is plentiful with milk and honey, but populated by giants, and its cities are surrounded by impenetrable walls. Caleb and his partner, Yoshua ben Nun, were the only ones to give truthful reports. ויחס כלב את העם אל משה ויאמר, הלא נעלה וירשנו אותה, כי יכול נאכל לה. Basically, what Caleb does is he's shushing the Israelites and tells them, we can take them, they're not that strong. He also tells them, we can inherit the earth. All this looks like definite symbolism. And add to that the fact that Caleb, in the Bible, worked for Moses. Moses, the guy that freed his people from slavery. And biblical scholars, they see him as an independent person who makes up his own mind according to what he sees. He looks at the world at hand and just gives an honest report.
Better living through technology. And some things are better, but I don't know.
Okay, on to Rehoboam, the supercomputer. So Rehoboam was the son and heir of the great King Solomon. King Solomon might be the father who built this AI. I don't know why he chose Rehoboam as the name for his computer. This is not a good sign. Maybe choose like a more optimistic name that has better results. Because it was during Rehoboam's reign, that the kingdom was divided into two, Israel and Judea. And the story of the rebellion and division is a famous one for people who study the Jewish Bible. Once Rehoboam, it's just weird for me to say Rehoboam, sorry guys. Once he ascended to the throne, with things being shaky as they are, and the entire land simmering with discontent, he was pleaded by the people to lower the tax burden on them. So he said, let me just think on that for 3 days. He conferred with his wise elders, and they pushed him to agree to the demands. But then he sought the advice of his young advisors, and they instead spurred him to make a show of force, to show the people who is the king.
I am the king!
Any man who must say, I am the king, is no true king.
So this again seems to me like definite foreshadowing for the upcoming decision making of this Rehoboam. And all this after the Hebrews. They have made God unhappy. There's a lot of talk in Westworld about gods, which were first the humans, but now are probably the robots. And the name of the episode is Parce Domine, a Roman Catholic chant with these words: Spare, Lord, spare your people. Be not angry with us forever. Good luck with that. So this is Rehoboam, a person who gets all the information and advice, and then makes the wrong decision because he's unable to foresee the results. And this is a computer that's supposed to see all the results. And Caleb here is the incidental human element that Rehoboam could not foresee. So expect a revolution. It's important to note that while all the other lying spies, they were kept out of the promised land, Caleb, he was granted entry. There's a lot more biblical themes to discuss, especially about Rehoboam, Rehoboam, but I don't want to go on for too long in this video. I'm sure we'll have plenty of chances in future videos to talk about the biblical themes, so be sure to subscribe to get those.
Unsubscribe?
I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button and left a comment so that the evil AI that rules this world might see fit to give this humble YouTube channel a little boost. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you patrons for your support, which is the only reason I can keep doing this, as well as the podcast, which you should all check out wherever you get your podcasts. And I'll see you all next time. Bye everybody.
Wake up. Raleigh to my position and intercept.